He's an NFL athlete turned entrepreneur and philanthropist. Nolan Carroll, friend of our show, is back to talk about what's been going on with him. Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you, Lisa. How you doing?
I'm good. Okay, so first of all, everything good with your family? Everything good with your son?
Yeah, everything's good. I just got him on Friday, and I respect a lot of the parents that have been going through this quarantine process with their kid 24/7, because my son he's been a ball of energy right now, and it's just been me here watching him, but it's been fun. But I definitely give a lot of respect to the parents that have been going through this pandemic alone and by themselves and been trying to raise 2-3 kids at a time, so I definitely salute them for that.
It is tough. And I know that through your foundation work, you were working before this all kind of started with STEM, with science and technology and engineering and helping kids in schools. How has that changed during all of this?
It's been tweaked a little bit as far as the information of schools not knowing when they're going to open up, and the routine, the new guidelines with everything in schools now, because a lot of kids are high at risk because of their immune systems and what might happen and what they might catch from other kids, whether they be with their friends or they be out and about in public. Nobody really knows, and nobody's really sure how we're going to be able to go about life in the school system now. So I've been talking to superintendents. I've been talking to my mother, who is close to a lot of people that are in politics and are really trying to figure out the guidelines to protecting everybody in society and especially the kids. So for me, there's been a lot of dialogue back and forth to figure out how we can really be effective in this time going forward. And what I've been doing is providing STEM modules for a lot of schools near my hometown in Clay County, near Jacksonville, Florida. And we're just waiting to hear back. We want to hear updates of what we need to do next, how we can really be incorporated into what they're trying to do, and if they need supplies or they need anything, any families might need it. So we've just been trying to figure out what's the best outlets, what's the best possibilities. And it's just a constant update every single day, because nobody really knows what's going on. But for me, we're just going to try and do what we can. And as far as the STEM modules, we want to still provide that, which we have been doing. And, we want to continue that going forward. So that's not going to stop on my end, but I want to find ways to really enhance and how we can do more for the kids, not only in Clay County, but also, where I am and where my foundation can reach. So we're always just trying to find new ways to really help the school system and help the students and the teachers.
So people are going to watch this and say, well, what's a STEM module? What's that?
Well, when you were in school, when you had the old-fashioned days where you had to make the volcano with the baking soda and I think it's Coca-Cola they put in there as well too. But for us, it's just learning tools to help kids visualize what they're experiencing, what they're learning. It could be markers, it could be eggs, it could be strings, it could be different things that you can tie together to explain whatever lesson it is that you have. So we just have a bunch of different items and objects that we put into a box that is for the kids, that's for the children, and is for the teachers to help the children experience and learn whatever it is they're being taught. And nowadays, a lot of teachers don't have the tools and the resources to really give out the full experience of learning. And nowadays, our kids are our future, especially with everything going on nowadays. It's hard for us to really connect with them, which is so many other distractions going around. So for me, this is just a piece to give in the arsenal for the teachers to have another outlet to be able to enhance the learning experience. And I feel like if I can do just a little bit in my hometown, just by providing some little tool that can help a child grow and develop into his future that he wants to be, I'm all for that. And that's what the Nolan Carroll Foundation is about.
I was going to give the Nolan Carroll Foundation a shout out, but you just did it. You just did it for me. Okay, so you talked about kids and being motivated to learn, but I know you also take that motivation, that self-motivation, you imply it, you import it into your own world, into your own life every single day. And I know you help other entrepreneurs, especially in this weird time, kind of muddle through what's going on. So what do you suggest to people? What do you help people understand in terms of motivation to get things accomplished in the business world, especially given what we're dealing with right now?
Well, a lot of times I've related my football experiences to what I'm doing right now in the business world. And there's a lot of things that we never account for, or things that we don't see and we're not prepared for. But at the same time, whenever those things hit, adversity or tough times, bad breaks, like stuff like this, you just have to tell yourself, we have to stay the course. This is a part of it. Nothing's ever smooth sailing. You have to always anticipate something happening, and you have to be prepared for it. It's more about your mental than it is the physical. And that's what I want to get across. When I'm projecting anything that I say or the businesses that I'm doing, I know what I'm getting myself into. I know the good and the bad, and there's nothing that's ever clear cut and dry. It's just a foolproof plan. You have to be ready for the ups and the downs. It's a roller coaster ride. And that's what I've done, especially during this pandemic time. I knew kind of when this was going on, I had to make sure I have all my ducks in a row. And I went through every single business that I was a part of and any other deal that I was a part of. And I made sure, hey, is this going to affect me or is this not going to affect me? And if it does affect me, what's the contingency plan that you're going to have to combat that and be able to fight that and be able to withstand that storm? And for me, that's what I did. And it's worked out for me because I knew what was ahead. I knew what hard work I needed to do, and I knew what had to be accomplished. And on top of that, I had like-minded people that were also on my team that they continue to do hard work and great work every single day because they know that once they get through this hump, it's going to be smooth sailing. And that's what I want to tell the entrepreneurs and people that are going through this time, don't know what's going on, just to stay the course. You have to pivot in a sense. You have to find something that you can do in the meantime that can help whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Whatever goal that you have in mind, it's still there. You just have to know what are the other avenues that I can go to and use to still maintain my goal and get to my end goal. And that's all you really need to do. You're always going to be battle tested. And anything that you put out in the universe is going to give it back and say, hey, if you're really serious about it, well, let's see. And this pandemic is really testing everybody. So it's good to to really see how far you can take yourself, what your limits are, and you'll find out that you'll come out of this better than how you started before. And you'll see that this is just a test and a small road of your path.
Well, people are going to say, Nolan, well, it's easy for you. You played in the NFL and, the league makes, you're getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You're working out all day long. Your body's in shape. Your mind is in shape. Your everything is your ducks are all in a row. But like right now as a business owner, I want to be in my pajamas like everybody else watching Netflix all day long and eating popcorn. What's the one thing that you're doing right now and perhaps what you've gleaned from your years in the NFL to kind of keep your mind in the game, even when everyone around you is kind of shutting things down?
Yeah, it really comes down to the fundamentals. And for me, one of those big things is discipline. And I've used that throughout my career. I've used it when I was in school. I used it even when out of school. I'm using it in business now. And it's all about how you handle yourself day in and day out, eliminating the distractions, knowing what your priorities are, knowing what your goals are, knowing what your tasks are every single day that you need to accomplish. That's really what discipline is about. And you have to get in that mindset and know that, hey, this isn't good for me. This is a distraction. This is adding value to what I'm doing right now. Those people that are panicking because they don't know what to do. Their discipline has been tested, but you really have to focus in and go back to your foundation of how you wanted to get there. And you have to go back and fall back on those morals to know that, look, we have to withstand the storm. I have to get through the storm. There's ways to do it, but it all starts up here. You have to tell yourself you can do it first before you actually do it. And that's what I've been able to do. And that's all through really my parents instilling discipline with me. I've just taken that to right now in my daily life.
All right. Well, I know you have a lot of big things coming up in the middle of this summer, and we're going to hopefully touch base with you again when all of that is ready to be announced. But people can find you at the NolanCarrollFoundation.com, correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And all over social media, your Instagram is?
Carroll City with 2 R's and 2 L's. City, C-I-T-Y. And then you can find me on Facebook, Nolan Carroll. You can find me on Twitter, Carroll City as well. So I'm always accessible. I'm always open to helping people or give knowledge. So you can always look for me on there or any media platform.
All right. Nolan, great to see you. Stay safe. We'll talk soon.
Definitely. Talk to you later. Thank you.